We are at the Barnsley Metrodome in Yorkshire for Weber Cup 14. It's the Ryder Cup of 10-pin with the Europeans up against the Americans.
USA, USA, USA.
And Team USA started their campaign well, winning 5 matches in a row. Team Europe began their comeback but still trail 6-3. Coming next, it's the doubles match featuring the team captains. Playing for Team Europe, it's the infamous Mika Koivuniemi and the man who was on the Weber Cup winning side back in 2009, Martin Larsson.
I'm the new captain and hopefully I can show the good example how I ball if I lead by example and fight for every shot and show what we need to do.
Well, Mika's been one of those guys I've been looking up to as a bowler for a long time. He takes bowling really seriously and pretty much knows everything about the game.
Martin came back after 3-4 years when you were off, and right now he's bowling probably better than ever. So it's great to have him back in the team, and I have confidence on Martin.
The American contenders are one of 10-pin's greatest players, Chris Barnes, and 4-time PBA winner Bill O'Neill.
I think that our strength on the U.S. side is Chris and Tommy. They bowl so well here and on this particular lane here. I think that's our advantage. I don't think there's anybody that has bowled better than those two guys in this event.
Bill has become kind of the consummate professional. He's the nice guy. He makes you like him even when he's beating you. And it's a tough trick to pull off, but one of the best guys on the tour. He's got a high rev rate, but he can play different parts of the lane. He's got great touch, and as you can see, he's pretty strong too.
Okay, then we're ready to go and to welcome into the arena for our next doubles match, Team Europe, Mika Koivuniemi and Martin Larsson. And now, representing Team USA, Chris Barnes and Bill O'Neill. It is time for Europe versus the United States in this doubles match with your commentators Cass Edwards and Andy Bodfish.
Chris Barnes and Bill O'Neill of the United States taking on Mika Koivuniemi and Martin Larsson, Europe's Scandinavians here. 4th match of the session, 2nd in the doubles. Europe won the Baker. Tommy Jones for the United States won the opening singles. Opening bowl here from Mika, and it's a cracker.
Immediately brings out the Moose Patrol. It's a great looking shot from the Moose. His nickname here at Barnsley. A little bit wide of target, but great reaction in the back end. Hits them slightly thin, makes them spin. Oh, I will accept that one. Very nice too, thank you. So it's a perfect start for Europeans. Pressure immediately back onto the American captain, Chris Barnes, who would like to do the same.
Of course, it's not something you're going to put past him. There he is, Chris Barnes, so smooth, isn't he? A very calm character, a consummate professional.
Andy, both these guys like bowling on the fresh, which is a freshly dressed lane. Of course, they prefer to have some length on their ball before it snaps back, and it's part of the strategy of the American side. So putting the players in the right place depending on the lane condition.
And Martin there can't quite follow Mika. And he's left to spare.
Yeah, unfortunately the 2-pin wouldn't go here because it's hard and fast, and that is only just made the headpin. There's a bit of debris wood flying around, but the 2-pin stands, and it's a spare that the captain's going to have to take. trusty spare ball goes fast and straight, and the spare is made.
But immediately, Europe's maximum drops by 20 down to 280. You see that Martin's not happy with himself.
Yeah, he's got to get the pace of this lane, get the right ball speed, the right rotation. The first one was just slightly wayward. Bill O'Neill looking for 2 strikes in a row for the Americans.
Claimed!
Well, you won't see much better than that. That was just the perfect strike. Sat up nicely at about 48 feet, turned up into the pocket, carried all 10. No wonder Chris is very happy. Early lead for the Americans, 2 strikes in a row. A little bit of pressure here now for Martin Larsson. Ranked number 5 on the European Tour ranking system this season.
So the spare last time out, up first again, and leaves that classic split. Not quite. Got a break with that tumbling 10-pin. So that will be a spare left for Mika to dispatch.
Yes, interestingly, had he left the 7-10, Mika would have had to stand up and try and spare it, which he has done already in this event. If you missed it, the mighty Mika spared the 7-10 split during session 1. Takes the single pin away, left-hand side of the lane, and again, unfortunately, the score is reduced. Every time the players don't strike, that score comes down from 300. And of course, every time Martin Larsson doesn't strike, Mika can only bowl spares.
Here comes Chris Barnes for the Americans. Turkey. No.
Well, hasn't that ball hurried on? I've said we're playing on freshly dressed lane. There's a lot of oil down there. It's long, it's down to 44 feet. And he has left the 2, 4, 8 and the 10, which is pretty much an impossible spare. It's almost a trick bowling shot, but as in the previous session, Mike Fagan actually spared this one.
Can he? Can he? So nearly!
Certainly giving it a try. 99 times out of 100, that is an open frame, and unfortunately it is.
Well, an overflowing highlights reel already nearly had another clip to be bolted on. Not quite. All very interesting now.
Yeah, just a short lead for the Team USA.
Here comes Martin.
Almost a similar ball. Just strayed a little wide, and it stayed out there in the oil. Martin's just got to tighten this line up, reduce that speed slightly. He's left the 2, 8, 10 this time. Again, it's gone wide. You can see it's out past that lane marker at 43 feet, and it's just not made it back now. Sort of running out of frames, and unfortunately Mika is sitting in the spare man's position, and that's all it can be, just an open frame.
Yeah, really conservative pace there. That's a bit of a downer for Team Europe. Two, 4, 5 maximum now for Europe. After the blip in frame 3, Barnes with a strike.
Yes, it restores a little bit of normality to Team USA. Hard and straight, kept the ball very tight to the head pin. Not looking for too much hook. I'm just going to give Bill O'Neill the opportunity to stand up and shoot for a double.
3 consecutive spares for Team Europe and Martin Larsson. Not there though. That's more like it, Martin.
A change of ball there from Martin Larsson, and it's done the business for him. Lots of rotation. It kept it tighter. Didn't look for so much width. Great reaction in the back end, and it carries all 10 pins. The 10 pin being the last one to go, and that's much better. Well satisfied, Martin Larsson. It's a high five from his captain as well.
Bill O'Neill, the real deal. Well, no. Furious with that.
Yeah, totally lost this ball at the bottom of the swing. Just came off his hand badly. It's left the 1-2-4. It's a spare for Chris Barnes to spare, but watch this one. It's just away from him, and it's way outside. Gets out to the second board there. No chance of making the head pin. Misses on the right-hand side, but it should be a straightforward spare.
Didn't like it the moment he'd released. Safe from Barnes.
Yeah, just tidies it up. It's a couple of errant shots from Bill O'Neill, but that's the situation at the halfway stage.